Hey guys, Kid Rocky here, doing something I haven't done in a while, and hopefully I'm going to start doing this more often now that I can do this. I'm going to start doing reviews now, again. Anyways, I just got a PS4 and I decided, since I got InFamous First Light, might as well go ahead and review this one. Warning, I have not played Infamous Second Son yet. I do plan on getting it, but I have yet to buy it. With that said, buying this game was worth the $15 for the most part. Or go into more depth detail. Anyways, let's go ahead and start off. The game is relatively short, speaking. I paid $15 for the game. Game's relatively short. It's only got about 4 chapters to go through, and they're not very long. I don't mind that for the game, the price of the game, and since you can still do a lot, they still have the free roam like they have always had. You still have a lot to do. The game does also offer things like this. These are missions that are outside the story. There's 3 different levels: alpha, beta, and gamma. Also, with those have their own specialty things that you can do in them. A couple of them state Delson on them, so it's the main character of Infamous Second Son that you get to play around with. That's pretty much what I'm going to go with that. I'm not really sure what's going on right there, so until I get Infamous Second Son, I'm just going to leave that be, and I'll do the review at another point when I get the game. So let me go ahead and speak about the powers. Fetch, your main character right here, has the ability, the powers of light, per se. She draws her powers from neon gas, which is an interesting take, but her power is light-based, which is an interesting thing, because most of the time you talk about superheroes and they talk about light-based, you get Green Lantern, and no one likes Green Lantern. I'm just stating. Sorry, geek rating. But the game does have its benefits. So with the entire targeting system, they did kind of improve the weak points area. It made them a little bit easier to see, a little bit brighter. Considering her powers, everything kind of turns purple. Kind of makes sense. It looks nice. It works. Her abilities to shoot, move, things like that, to slow time from focus fire, it works for her, especially because of her powers. The biggest thing with her powers, and this is kind of a complaint on this, is she's so weak melee wise. I mean, you play the first Infamous, you weren't really reliant on your melee powers, but they were there and they were worth something. Fetch's melee power is a joke. Her finishers are the only things that give her any type of power boost, and even that is weak. Yeah, you see me taking out enemies, but I'm fully powered up. Going through the story, if you don't power her up in her melee, it's pointless. Not to mention, you only get so many finishers. And the max you can have is 3 at any given point, and you can only get those from beating up a melee, or a person in melee. So, not really the best turnaround on that. They work, but they're not, it's not really that. I feel like her melees could have been a little bit better, especially being light-based. Yeah, I don't mind them being weaker, but her combo is so short and everything, with everything she can do, it's not there. You could have had so much more with her powers for light and melee. Whoa. Let me go ahead and go into this since you're seeing it right here. Her super move though, probably the most badass one. Since it's called Singularity, I think it's pretty obvious what it does. It makes sense for light because light is technically a gravitational field in its own sense. But that's going into a scientific term. I'm not even going to go really into that because I'll bore everyone, including myself. The other thing is really you don't, once you get certain abilities, unlike the first two games where kind of had fun using every ability, you really don't have to have or use a lot of abilities in this game. Her missiles are great, but they're so situational, they're not worth it. You're primarily only using her actual shoot ability, and especially once you get the enthrall ability, you don't do anything but enthrall. You don't have to do anything, you don't have to do very good hands, you just hit a few people and let them take care of all the business. Anyways, the other kind of gripe I have is the game gives you tutorials and lets you do things in these type of missions, which they're part of them are based in your story mode, but you don't get to use them in the normal story mode in how the story's going on. And it's a loss. It's a huge detriment to the game. I understand the game's a little short, and it's too short for its own good. Unfortunately, I like the game. It's worth the buy, but the game also is short enough that they could have done a lot more. The story could have been longer in a sense, but with what they did with the story, it makes sense. It's good. I enjoy it. Biggest thing about this game, though, is it's still an infamous game in its core, the combat and how everything is. Again, I haven't played Second Son, so I don't know if they did anything with the good evil stuff in Second Son. I do miss that. I thought that was a great aspect. This one, they didn't do it at all for this game. No good, no evil, everything's just playing its course. And the other biggest thing, because of how short it is, you're able to complete about 80% of your powers, your upgrades, before you're even done with the first chapter. And I felt that was kind of sad. They didn't gate that off, that you couldn't, they didn't gate off the speed in which you can get it. But like I said, overall, the game's good. Definitely, it's a buy. It's worth having. Anyways, guys, I will be doing more reviews here soon. Kitsuragi out. I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Don't forget to follow me on Twitch and of course YouTube. I'll see you guys later.